Magandang umaga po. Good morning, Philippines. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to One News and the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV, viewers of One News, and of course for joining us here on Agenda. Thank you also to our friends who catch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Maraming salamat din po, Sir Marco Borlongan of PLDT for PLDT Home Fiber Optic Internet here in Lipa City. Okay, maaraw po, and at the moment, it's quite cool. This morning at 6:13, I checked the thermometer and I was quite surprised. Malamig talaga, 20 degrees. Now, in the afternoon is a totally different story because by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, nagtatago na po kami sa ilalim ng puno dahil sa init. Anyway, today is March 21, 2023. It's a Tuesday. We are loaded to this morning. We have two guests. One will be talking to us about how the oil spill in Mindoro is affecting tourism, and another guest will be speaking to us, or I will try to get information regarding Vietnamese tourists who are coming to the Philippines not for tourism purposes but to work for POGO companies. Yes, you heard it right. May lumabas po akong nakitang documentary sa cable TV, and medyo nakakalungkot kasi lantaran. It is out in the open that they featured groups in Vietnam who are training young people to speak Chinese, Mandarin, I believe, and to understand the POGO system. They come to the Philippines to become tourists. And of course, other Bureau of Immigration-related issues. Okay, let's get on with our day. And our daily starter for today, simpleng laang, and I'm sure you have heard this before, but you never really knew who said it. And our daily starter today is from Robert Schuller. Okay, Robert Schuller, who said, inch by inch, okay, pulgada sa pulgada, inch by inch is a cinch, okay? But mile by mile takes a while. It is a very interesting daily starter that reminds us to do things little by little. Huwag niyong mamadaliin. Because like yours truly, I have a tendency to see the big picture, do the big project, and then I realize na teka, mukhang na-overdo. Or it takes forever to finish something because we targeted mile by mile instead of inch by inch. The beauty of doing things inch by inch or slowly, hindi po kayo nasusunog, or you do not end up in immediate disaster, and it gives you enough time to step on the brakes or to at least say, teka, looks like there is a misalignment here. Let us correct the problem. Okay, so inch by inch is a cinch. Mile by mile takes a while, from Robert Schuller. Let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star. And the headline goes, House gives Teves 24-hour ultimatum. Okay, parang sa dami-dami ng problema ng Pilipinas, ang pumapapil lang husto yung mga members of Congress, okay? But anyway, appear and explain your absence daw. The House Committee on Ethics and Privileges yesterday gave Negros Oriental Representative Arnulfo Teves Jr. 24 hours to personally appear before the panel to explain his absence without official leaves from the House of Representatives. Okay, yan po. So, parang if he is in the region, is it possible for him to make it back to the Philippines in 24 hours? Would he be interested to come back to the Philippines knowing that charges might be facing him in Manila? So, abangan ang susunod na press release ng House of Representatives. Okay. At the top of the front page, Philippines to announce new bases U.S. soldiers can use. Okay, linawin po natin yan. Let's be clear about that. The Philippines will announce which bases, which Philippine bases or forts or camps U.S. soldiers can use under its Mutual Defense Treaty. Hindi po nagtatayo ng US base sa Pilipinas, ha? Baka kayo umaasa makakabili kayo kagad ng PX. PX, we date ourselves so much. Okay, but the Philippine Armed Forces will be announcing that in the near future, but word is that two of them will be in Cagayan province, which is so many miles away from Taiwan. Kasi yun po ang kailangan ng forward defense or forward response area. Okay. And below that, we have Kadiwa stores to sell seized sugar at 70 pesos per kilo because people are asking why is sugar still 100 pesos per kilo in the groceries. Okay, Malacanang has approved a recommendation to sell confiscated smuggled sugar at 70 pesos per kilo in Kadiwa stores, according to an official of the Sugar Regulatory Administration. Okay. Yan po. So, there is at least 8,000 tons of sugar that were confiscated in Batangas and yung po ang pagmumulan yung 70 pesos per kilo na asukal. As I already mentioned earlier, it's getting hot, okay? It's getting hot in the afternoons and hot days as dry season approaches. Bakit naging oil spill rin dyan? Teka, sandali. Ito munang ibabaw, okay? Hot days as dry season approaches. The public should expect high temperatures, okay? As the dry season nears the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA said yesterday. So kayo po, medyo yung mga areas nyo na pwede nyo nang lagyan ng shade net, okay? O yung mga bubong nyo na kailangan pintahan nyo na ng puti because it is going to be very hot, okay? In Metro Manila, it is that the temperature is expected to reach as high as 34 degrees Celsius in the next 3 to 5 days. Okay, so ayun po, no? Iinit talaga kasi kahapon 29 laang dito sa Lipa, hinihingal na ako sa init. Okay, meanwhile, okay, the big photo in the middle of the Philippine Star is a photo. Okay, there we go. The top photo shows the Philippine Coast Guard continuing cleanup operations using oil spill containment booms and manual scooping around the area believed to be where an oil tanker sank off Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro. Top inset shows a Philippine Space Agency image, okay, of the possible extent of the oil spill using satellite maps from U.S. and international agencies. Lower photo shows the U.S. Coast Guard oil spill response team led by U.S. Coast Guard Pacific Strike Team Commanding Officer Stacy Cressy and the Japanese Disaster Relief Team led by Daisuke Nihei, Minister for Economic Affairs at the Japan Embassy meeting with Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson Rear Admiral Armando Balilo yesterday in Manila. So yan po, talagang magtutulong-tulong na sila dahil yung problemang yan lumalaki na. Now, oil spill reaches Verde Island. Okay. According to Coast Guard personnel and monitors on the ground, they have already seen the sheen of oil, and in some areas, blackened area na nagpapatunay or proving or indicating that the oil spill has reached Verde Island but is dispersing. Okay, so magandang balita naman po na while it has reached Verde Island, it is not it is not choking the island or the area, gumagalaw at pumapadpad na palayo. Okay, 93% hopeful worst of COVID over. Okay, nagpa-survey ang Social Weather Station, and in their gathering of respondents or responses, 93% umaasa that the worst of COVID is over. Okay, pero okay, please monitor the announcements of the DOH or updates, because last I saw, may mga tinatamaan po at nahuhospital. Okay? While the statistics are getting lower and smaller, they are nonetheless there. So kung meron pa rin nahuhospital, ay mag-ingat po tayo. And finally, 11 families lack access to clean water. Ito po, dito ko naaasar, okay? About 11 million Filipino families still have no access to clean water according to the National Water Resources Board. Okay? Speaking at the Laging Handa public briefing yesterday, NWRB Executive Director Sevilio David noted these families get water from unsafe sources such as deep wells, springs, rivers, lakes, and rainwater. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why? Because the pipe, the water delivered by local water resources groups are unaffordable to those many 11 million families. Yung magpakabit lang ng linya, dito nga sa, hindi ko nasasabihin, may alam akong lugar, hindi ka makapagpakabit ng linya kasi hindi papayag yung mga developers. Yung sa mga villages ba, lalo pa kaya yung nando dun sa mga liblib na puok na sasabihin sa'yo nung tiga water, local water resources, mag-isa ka lang dyan. Walang kang kapitbahay, malulugi kami. Ayan na po. Okay, let's carry on with our program. Shifting to our featured interviews today, Gabriel, let's roll out the intro for our first guest, please.
Rocky Ilagan currently serves as mayor of Puerto Galera in Oriental Mindoro. This is Ilagan's second term as mayor after winning the local polls in 2016.
Mayor Rocky, good morning.
Magandang umaga po sa mga nakikinig sa inyo po, Sir Cito Beltran. Good morning po, sir.
Okay, huwag mo ako sinisir, Mayor. Ikaw ang opisyal. Ako po ay tiga-interview laang. Congratulations. Last kitang nakausap. First term mo pa yata yun. Nag-second term ka na ngayon. The reason we are reaching out to you to find out how has the oil spill affected Puerto Galera, because alam mo naman, mahal ko yung bayan mo. Nakakapunta kami dyan paminsan-minsan, pero medyo nag-aalanganin yung mga ibang taong bumiyahe pa Mindoro at baka raw masayang ang biyahe at magkaroon sila ng lotion na maitim na langis.
Oo nga po, tama po. At maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay ng pagkakataon na makapag-invite tayo ng kababayan Ngayon, dito po sa bayan ng Puerto Galera ay awa ng Panginoon ay negative naman kami sa oil spills. At kahapon lumabas yung test na ginawa ng DENR at saka ng aming local environmental officer na tungkol sa water analysis namin dito ay awa ng Panginoon ay ano naman, talagang negative kami until now. Although sabi nga ninyo kanina ay naabot na sa Verde Island ang oil slick na yan. Patawa ng Panginoon dito sa Puerto Galera, until this morning, nagkaroon ako ng physical monitoring doon sa mga tao. Pina-check namin sa aming bantay dagat kasi 13 barangay kami, 12 coastal. So lahat itong coastal barangay na to talagang since nung na nagbago ang ng hangin, ay nagpa-monitor na ako ng mga areas nila at nag-prepare kami ng mga spill boom natin, ng mga traditional spill boom. Although kasi di namin kaya nang bumili ng mga commercially available na mga spill boom. So, kami, nag-prepare kami mismo, yung 12 coastal, naka-pre-position na sa mga barangay, yung mga, yung mga spill boom na yan. At kung sakaling kailanganin, at makita namin, upon monitoring na talagang papalapit sa amin, ibababa namin talaga siya sa aming mga dalampasigan para lang malimitahan, makontrol ang pagdating ng ng ganitong mga itong oil spill na to. Pero awa ng Panginoon ngayon, Cito, ay very safe, napakaganda, napakalinis ang aming dalampasigan at naghihintay sa ating mga turista ngayong summer.
Meron bang puntahan or is there a website or a Facebook account that people can go to regularly monitor the situation in Puerto Galera? Kasi syempre magbubuk yung mga turista sa mga hotels ninyo dyan at ang ayaw nilang mangyari yung nakabook ka tapos biglang tinamaan ka ng indulto.
Meron kami Cito na website, yung amazingpuertogalera.com. Meron din kami Facebook account, meron din Twitter, meron din TikTok. Actually, meron kami yung social media namin, naka-uploaded naman doon yung mga updates kung ano ang mga pwede mong puntahan sa Puerto Galera, yung magagandang mga resorts, beaches. Nakalink yun. Nakalink yung website na yun sa mga resort namin na nandito sa Puerto Galera. So, pwede silang amazingpuertogalera.com. Yan yung aming yung aming website,
Ano bang posibilidad, Mayor Rocky, na maapektuhan kayo? Kasi, pasensya ka na, yung geography ko, napakahina ko minsan eh.
Oo.
Sabi nga ng asawa ko, kung sa mall, naliligaw ka dyan pa sa mga isla. Yung bang Puerto Galera, malayo ba yan sa posibilidad na maapektuhan yung oil spill na yan? Or pwede rin?
Sinasabi ng mga expert ng MSI na may maliit lang yung possibility. Kasi kami, ang Verde Island sa amin, pag nagda-dive kami, sa dive site yan eh. This is considered na nasa Coral Triangle kasi ang Verde Island Passage. Ano yan? Center of Centers of Marine Biodiversity ng Verde Island Passage. Pag pupunta kami dyan, sumasakay kami sa dive boat, sa speedboat, almost 45 minutes namin tinatakbo yan papunta doon. Sa kanila, medyo may kalayuan yan. And with the current situation, yung mga divers, naunawaan namin ang sitwasyon na hindi talaga darating dito sa amin. Kasi ako, divers ako eh. Dive master ako eh. So, half of my life, yan yung naging trabaho ko eh. So talagang, alam mo, ako naniniwala na na imposibleng makaparating dito sa amin. Kasi every time, karoon kami ng problema dito sa diving, yung may nawawala. Hindi yan napupunta dito sa area namin. Napupunta palagi any time of the day because of the current. Any time of the day, it doesn't matter. Gabi, araw, umaga, tanghali. Ang current palagi niyan, papunta palagi sa Verde Island yan. Hindi yan pumapasok dito sa amin sa area ko. Kaya talagang sa aking paningin, sa amin, although hindi naman ako eksperto dito, Cito, imposibleng makarating. But according to MSI, there's a remote possibility na makarating dito, and with that, naghahanda talaga kami kasi we don't know talaga what will happen next. So, niready ko na rin yung aking mga kababayan, yung aming spill boom, gumawa kami, just in case na dumating dito sa amin, wala naman kaming option, wala naman tayong magagawa kung hindi mag-prepare at harapin yung problema.
Okay, matanong ko Mayor Rocky because I spent 7 years in the islands of Palawan. Nagtayo ako ng mga 2 resort doon. So, naintindihan ko rin na yung panahon, sabi nga ni Erap, weather lang yan. Eh, pag tag-araw ba, when it is in the peak of summer, like let's say for Holy Week, ang tubig ba dyan sa Puerto Galera, kalmang-kalma lang, hindi siya yung ika nga naapektuhan ng amihan o habagat. I think amihan na yata ngayon, hindi ba?
Amihan season na. Medyo mahinang amihan season lang. Pero wala talaga, this is the perfect time talaga sa amin para maligo, kasi kalman dagat, pakainit, puting-puti yung mga beaches. Kasi kami coastal barangay kami, Cito eh.
Aha.
12 coastal barangay yan, ang dami niyan. So lahat yan talaga pinupuntahan. Tapos most of the area namin, marine protected area. Kasi mga dive site yan eh. Ang dami naming dive site. Almost 37 dive site kami plus the Verde Island.
Oo. Ngayon, matanong ko, Mayor, nangyari na, no? This oil spill has happened in Nauan. Nobody wants it. It's unfortunate. But, we have to learn, kailangan matuto tayo. We have to learn from our lessons, etc. Meron ba kayong standing policy or magtatayo ba kayo ng policy na, teka, yung mga oil tanker na yan, wag na natin padaanin dito sa area natin o sa region natin because you are largely fishing and tourism dependent. Kung gagawin kayong daanan ng mga tanker na pwede namang magka-disgrasya ulit or ano ba ang pinag-uusapan ngayon to limit the risk of such sinkings and oil spills?
Sa akin Sito, ganito, kasi ngayon, ang focus muna ng mga LGU kami is how to make sure na hindi makalampas kami sa problemang ito at matulungan ng aming mga kababayan. Although may mga talks na nangyayari between mga NGOs na to prohibit talaga yung pagdaan ng ng mga ganitong klase ng mga barko sa aming karagatan, sa aming mga nasasakupan. But it has to be dapat isang one consolidated effort yan kasi alam mo naman Sito, lahat yan dadaanan mo dito sa island namin sa Mindoro. Lahat kami halos ay mga coastal areas kami. So it has to be consolidated by all the LGU, the local chief executive, and the NGOs. Kung talagang kakailanganin at kapakipakinabang para sa lahat, para sa kaligtasan ng mas nakararami, sa amin lahat, sa aming mga LGU, sa aming mga local chief executive, hindi naman kami mapipigilan kung para sa kapakanan ng mga nakakarami ng aming mamamayan, igagawa kami ng batas to protect our general welfare of the people. Hindi imposibleng gawin yun, Sito. Pwede namin talagang gawin yun. But now, ang amin munang focus is katulad ko dito sa bayan ng Puerto Galera, nakakatapos lang namin sa pandemya, 2.5 years, almost 3 years kaming walang hanap buhay. Ngayon lang kami makakabalik mong muli. Ang aming focus ngayon is, lalo na ako, ay mas siguro na yung aking mga kababayan ay makabalik po sa hanap buhay at maproteksyonan ang hanap buhay na aming pinagkakakitaan, Sito.
Ayun, okay. So ngayon, speaking of livelihood, yung area mo, tourism destination yan, mga kaibigan, I have been to Puerto Galera many times. Masarap pong pumunta doon. Simple lang, hindi kasing dami ng turista sa ibang lugar, kalma-kalma. But Mayor, paano yung mga pupunta dyan, magbubuk sa Holy Week, etc., ano ang assurance nila na kung magkaroon man ng aberya, hindi masusunog yung kanilang pera or malalaman nila in advance? Meron ba kayong commitment of transparency at napagmitingan na ba yan ng mga resort owners kung paano yung mga bookings? Kasi alam mo naman, nung COVID nun, nako po, magmula ka sa airline hanggang kung saan-saan, ang daming mga hindi nakabiyahe at hindi na naka-refund.
Yes, oo. Dito sa amin sa Puerto Galera, actually, wala na naman silang wala nang mga kung anong requirements. Ang amin lang, pagdating mo lang ng port, para lang monitoring lang kami, tourist registration lang Sito. So, mag-register ka lang, ilan kayo, saan kayo pupunta, yun wala na, yun lang. And then yung kahapon nga, yung isang resort nagsabi Sito na kung sakali na dumating ka dito sa Puerto Galera. At Oriental Galera, one of the best resort dito sa amin sa Puerto Galera, sa White Beach. Kung sakali at may oil spill, pagdating mo, i-refund ko yung 100%. At pinag-uusapan na rin namin dito ng ibang mga resort owner kung paano namin masisigurado na ang mga turista ay ligtas at kung paano naman masusulit yung kanilang bakasyon. Kami, assure sa LGU, yung transparency na malalaman ng tao kaagad na lalo na yung mga turista na nag-book na hindi kayo pwedeng pumunta dahil may oil spill. So may choice sila kung tutuloy sila o hindi. Nasa nila yan. But for us, rest assured dito and sa ating mga kababayan na gustong pumunta dito, ay yung inyong kaligtasan at ang inyong bakasyon ang aming unang pagtiting ng pansin, tutuunan ng pansin. Ano?
Okay, ano na ba ang paghahanda or what preparations have been made for the Holy Week? Kasi palagay mo ba, kayo ba dyan sa Puerto, kasi alam mo, Mayor talaga, hindi iwasan ko yung Puerto Galera pag Holy Week eh. Ako'y praning na praning. So pumupunta ako right after Holy Week or mga ganong alanganing araw ba. Pero ano na ba ang preparations that are being made for the Holy Week?
Nag-arrange kami ng mas maraming biyahe ng barko from Batangas City, Cito. And make sure na by the hour halos ay may biyahe from Batangas to Puerto Galera. That's one. And second ay ang aking ina-advise lang sa ating mga kababayan ay magpabook sila habang maaga sa mga resort so that hindi sila pagdating dito, kawawa naman sila pagdating na dito, wala silang matitirahan or doon sila titira sa mga resort na hindi naman, alam mo, hindi natin maiwasan minsan yung mga resort na yung mga patirahan na medyo substandard ng konti. So, but then again, maayos naman ang mga yon at nababantayan naman. Pero sa akin, para lang masigurado na safe sila ay habang maaga at magpabook na sila para at least alam nila. Second, marami kaming inihandang mga panoodin dito. Si Gigi Dilana actually darating dito sa sa April 8 para mag-show sa White Beach kasi yan yung Sabado de Gloria, yung napakaraming tao at nagbigay kami ng mga magandang mga panoodin, magandang mga palabas para sa mga turista na darating dito. Tapos pinabantayan namin lahat yung ating mga coastal area para masigurado lahat ng tourism destination para masigurado na ang mga turista natin ay makapag-enjoy safe at wala silang mga manluloko na manggagawa ng hindi kaaya-aya sa ating mga turista.
Oo, nako, yung mga snatcher o mandurukot na nagpapanggap na turista, nabiktima na ako ng ganyan doon sa Kalibo noon, many years ago.
Iniwasan natin dito yan at saka alam mo, hanap buhay ng mga tao namin dito yan, ng Puerto Galera. Pagkatapos ng 2 taon kalahating pandemya, talagang ang mga tao ay maraming na-realize na maraming mga realization nangyari sa kanila na talagang atang turismo, ito ang ating hanap buhay. Pagputihin natin, siguraduhin natin na mga turista ay mag-enjoy ng maayos.
Okay, matanong ko lang kung sakasakaling nagkapunuan na sa dalampasigan, sa mga beaches, o kaya for whatever reason, sobrang init, o wag naman sana may oil spill at nandiyan na. Kasi yung iba wala nang atrasan Minsan lang ang Holy Week, nandiyan na sila. Meron bang iba pang mga mapapasyalan sa Puerto Galera, alternative activities just in case the beaches are full or they're not accessible to the public?
Marami kami dito mga land-based tour ang tawag namin diyan. May falls. Maraming ibang puntahan dito mga adventure hiking. Maraming mga puntahan dito aside from the beaches na magaganda. Marami kaming land tour actually pag nagwi-weekend. Alos mas marami pa nga pumupunta sa mga land-based tour namin kaysa sa mga beaches na napupuntahan. Kasi kulang talaga minsan yung overnight stay mo dito sa Puerto Galera, yung 2 nights, 3 days, kulang yan. Pagdating din sa dami ng mapupuntahan, pero huwag silang mag-alala na makukonfine sila sa mga beaches. Marami kami mga land-based tour, yung nature park, meron kami, falls, yung magaganda at hiking. Marami namang mapupuntahan dito, Cito.
Meron nga akong napuntahan dyan sa bayan ng Puerto Galera na mataas na lugar na parang view deck, tanaw mo yung buong isla.
Marami yan dito. Kasi yung Puerto Galera is a mountain, This is a mountain barangay, mountain municipality. konti lang yung aming mga plot areas namin ko, konti lang. Karamihan namin is beaches na, tapos bundok na. So marami kami mga viewing deck, mga park na available na nandoon sa mga taas ng bundok na pwede mong makita at mapuntahan.
Matanong ko lang kasi nabanggit mo na rin naman, Mayor Rocky, that you are a diver. Nabanggit mo yata, master diver ka na, ay dive master ka na. What are the facilities in Puerto Galera? Ano ba yan? Marami na bang dive shops dyan? And in case of any emergency, do you have the necessary medical facility to address any untoward, unexpected complication?
Meron naman dito, we have available 37 dive sites lahat yan eh. And almost 100 dive shops na nag-ooperate dito sa area. And regarding sa mga emergencies, marami kaming mga services na they can go through agad sa Batangas. Meron din dito sa Calapan City, magaganda na rin yung mga hospital. Meron din kaming sariling hospital. May chamber din available somewhere in Batangas. Kung sakaling kailanganin, so far, with my experience na nakita ko, madali namang nabibigyan ng kagad ng attention kung nagkakaroon kami ng emergency sa aming mga diving, mga nangyayari. So far, hindi naman nagiging, yung lapses noon, para mabigyan kagad ng, ng pangunang emergency na lunas, ay nabibigyan naman. At halos lahat ng mga dive shops namin, mga trained ang mga tao niyan na Cito, kung how to address itong ganitong klase ng dive emergency. So wag silang mag-alala at we have been in the business for almost 3 decades na pagdating sa diving. So talagang yung mga tao dito, even the dive shops, yung mga tao, ay sanay na kaming i-handle ang mga ganyang klase ng medical emergency kung sakali.
Okay. Well, Mayor Rocky Ilagan, thank you very much sa oras mo this morning. We pray to God that He will prevent the oil spill from reaching your area, and sana po maging maganda ang summer para sa mga tiga Puerto Galera, mga business establishments, para sa iyo at mga officials mo, and of course, for your guests and tourists. God bless you, Mayor Rocky Ilagan.
Salamat din po. Salamat sa Cito. Salamat po. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, that's Mayor Rocky Ilagan, and you have heard his multiple repeated assurances that they've got everything under control, they're preparing for everything, and looks like so far, sabi nga nila, the coast is clear. So yung mga pupunta sa Puerto Galera, medyo kalma na kayo because meron ding sinabi si Mayor Rocky na kung magka-problema, di magkaka-refund naman. Pero hindi mo naman ma-refund yung Holy Week, no? So instead of a refund of the cash, tuloy pa rin nyo yung biyahe nyo, maraming pupuntahan. Okay, so Gab, are we going to go for a quick break or we go to our next guest? Okay, we'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. And now we go to our second part, our second interview. Last week, I saw a video on CNA. Okay, I don't know if cable news, but pero CNA. And I remember it was a special feature on the Channel News Asia. Thank you, Gab. Channel News Asia. It was a documentary featuring young Vietnamese, poor Vietnamese people who were recruited from the outlying areas in Vietnam and then were offered jobs, were trained to speak Mandarin, etc. And then after so many months would be issued passports, visas, etc. Passport pala, going to the Philippines. And they are actually trained to present themselves as tourists, but in effect were actually going to go to POGO training facilities. And then from there would go to POGO outlets. So yun po, no? And we will tackle that along with other immigration-related issues with our next guest. Gab, please roll out the Betamax.
Dana Sandoval is the spokesperson of Bureau of Immigration since 2018. She is also the Bureau's Deputy Chief for Administration. Sandoval also used to teach at the Philippine Immigration Academy.
Okay, Dana, good morning. Welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Sir Cito, and of course, good morning to all the viewers and listeners in your program. It's nice to be back po. I'd like to apologize for my voice.
Okay, let's do it calmly. Dahan-dahan na lang, okay? But you already heard my setup, my introduction. I was really shocked kasi iba yung may nangyayari but it is done undercover, it is done, secretly. But this one was featured by Channel News Channel News Asia, one of the most respected news groups, cable in our region. And talagang step by step, they showed the recruitment process of young Vietnamese individuals, men and women, being trained, being taught Mandarin, etc., and then ultimately being sent to the Philippines as tourists kuno. What is happening there? What does the Bureau of Immigration know about this, or what's going on?
So, Cito, this story is actually the same story as the one we've seen before, not just for the Vietnamese, but also for other Asian citizens like Chinese also the Chinese, and sometimes Malaysians who go here to work on online gaming companies. It's the same story and the same modus that they are being recruited to work in these hubs, online gaming hubs in the country. And then they are made to come here with complete documents. But they will present themselves as tourists. So it's really the intent. It's different from the documentation. When they get here, they are usually housed in POGO hubs or sometimes even in condominiums, where they are made to do online gaming work or other such related works. So in these secluded areas, these companies are not often accredited by the Bureau. They have not applied for the proper permits and visas for their foreign nationals. So what they do is similar to the Filipinos na TNT, parang the ones that they call TNT. They go here, they conduct their operations discreetly in condominiums or guarded areas, highly guarded areas, without getting the appropriate visas for their nationals. It would have not been a problem if these foreign nationals applied for the proper visas. They come here and then they change their mind. They wanted to apply. They just saw the opportunity, or they checked it out and it was okay. And they applied for a proper visa, then it would not have been a problem. But the problem is they did not convert to the proper working visa that they should be getting. Hence, we already see this as a violation of immigration laws and could be a deportable offense.
Oh, okay, so is there no process or kasi look, no, I don't know how to put this together, but when Filipinas leave the country, we filter them, we screen them so much because we want to protect them. We don't want them to become victims of human trafficking. We don't want them to end up taking jobs that are dead-end jobs or end up in prostitution. So, and sometimes that leads to unpleasant experiences for Filipinas. But we know what the intention is behind that. Now, having being aware of what the Chinese and Vietnamese tourists do coming in for POGO purposes, can't we filter them? Kasi I remember, Dana, when I go abroad, some of the questions in the form is, especially immigration forms, is where are you staying? What hotel are you staying? Please indicate the address of the hotel. Like even now in the Netherlands, my wife, who is a Dutch citizen, because she's not a resident in Holland now, in the Netherlands, she has to get a certificate from someone or indicate where she will stay. Kumbaga, ano na niya, bayan na niya yan. So, what are we doing here in terms of screening and filtering these individuals? Because they come in groups, bus by the bus.
Yes, at the border, Sir Cito, we also conduct secondary inspection to those foreign nationals, that we see that might be doing unscrupulous activities inside the country. So we have been excluding several individuals that we see that might be problematic, that might have discrepancies in their documentation, that might have a different intention of going here. Recently, I think we excluded a batch of Thai and Vietnamese at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. So it's really things that we are excluding. We're not saying that we are targeting certain nationalities. That's not really the case, but we are more of targeting individuals that have travel patterns similar to those that have violated Philippine immigration laws. While the majority of these are Chinese nationals, Vietnamese nationals, we are not saying that we are targeting them specifically, but we have seen that there is a higher number of exclusions. So we don't for these nationals because of the travel patterns that we've been seeing and the disconnect of their documentation with their actual purpose of travel.
Okay, is there anything being done to shut down their destination? Kasi you know that these people are coming in for illegal purposes or misrepresenting their intentions for visit, and then ultimately they are supposed to be going to a certain POGO training facility, etc. I mean, if the Channel News Asia reporters were able to pinpoint, they showed the video, may mga blue guards, may mga shotgun, etc. They were able to secretly record the location. If they can actually determine, I'm sure the Bureau of Immigration, the NICA, the CIDG can do likewise and shut this down. Kasi, you know, Dana, you know me, I support the Bureau of Immigration, but it is very disturbing because I have been approached by people asking help with the BI, with the Bureau of Immigration, and then it turns out they're Vietnamese. Sabi ko, teka, mga runner yan, mga repeat offender yan, mga professional POGO employees yan. Can we not shut down those destinations?
Yes, while the Bureau of Immigration, Sir Cito, is not, does not have the capacity to shut down companies, what we can do is run after the individuals. It's really probably the local government units that can run after the permits of these companies for them to be closed. But the individuals employed in these companies that might not have the proper documentation, that might have been not have the proper visas. Those are ones that we have jurisdiction over, and we rest and
Okay. Okay. We'll go for a quick break, Dana, because our signal is breaking up. But we'll just reboot and then we'll continue this interview. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program Agenda, and we thank our guest, Dana Sandoval of the spokesperson of the Bureau of Immigration, because kahit na po namamalat siya, namamaos siya, and she's mobile. Actually, she had to park and find a good spot. She took this interview to help us clarify the point. So, Dana, you made it clear that exclusions have been made on inbound persons from Taiwan, from Thailand, from China, and from Vietnam. And that the Bureau is not singling out nationals from these countries, but rather people whose documents and whose itineraries don't make sense, don't prove that they're tourists, but they have actual other intentions. Now, of course, yung shutting down their point of destination, yes, it's not covered by the Bureau of Immigration. It's not in your jurisdiction, but we do hope that a task force can soon be put together by the DOJ. Kasi ironically, Mr. Secretary of Justice, my friend Boying Remulla, the featured POGO location is in the province of Cavite na feature sa Channel News Asia. So maybe DOJ Secretary Remulla will look into that. Anyway, let's go to the other topic, Dana, regarding that Filipina who went viral on TikTok, nag-complain because when she was about to leave daw, she was interviewed, excluded yata or something, cleared only for her to miss her flight. Now, kindly explain what's going on, why did that happen, and what has been done about it.
Yes, Cito. This went viral, I think, a week or so ago, and the incident happened in December. In the TikTok video, she recounted how the immigration officer interviewed her and was looking for a yearbook. We just want to clarify, yearbooks, diplomas, and other such documents are not required at the immigration area. So please don't bring your yearbooks. We've seen videos of Filipinos who have been bringing yearbooks already when they travel. Please don't bring your yearbooks. It's quite heavy to bring that. Sayang yung space for your pasalubong to your family. So don't bring your yearbooks. We have conducted an investigation on this matter. And while the officer denied asking for a yearbook during the interview, siguro one shortcoming then of the officer that we see was he was unable to explain to the passenger what happened, because that's really the cause for this concerns here is that the passenger was not able to understand what was happening. The passenger was not briefed on what she would expect and what the questions were and why these questions were being asked. So when siguro nung naghiwalay sila, hindi malinaw then to the passenger what happened. Hence this negative experience that she posted on TikTok, and it's really unfortunate po. And we hope that this incident does not muddle the actions of the Bureau of Immigration to really screen out departing passengers, while siguro yung manner that this incident has been handled is really that's the problem. The act of doing secondary inspection is really important for us to be able to screen departing passengers who might be victims of human trafficking and illegal recruitment.
But there is no denying that apparently, according to data, according to the research provided by the Agenda team, there are so many individuals, Filipinos who come from good schools, who graduate college, etc., who actually travel as tourists only to get jobs abroad because of cryptocurrency, or work in hotels. And may mga kilala ko na talagang they bypassed the legal requirements, and they said, no, tourist lang ako, pupunta lang ako sa Singapore or Hong Kong, only to discover that their intention was to actually work. How true is that there are hundreds to be found to be victims of human trafficking, 472 in 2022, and 873 individuals misrepresented themselves with fraudulent documents?
Yes, that's true, Sir Cito. Actually, there are a lot more for repatriation ngayon po in Myanmar who have been victimized by this scam. Because the landscape, I keep on saying this in all my interviews, the landscape of human trafficking now is very different from what it was before. Before kasi, Sir Cito, most of the victims were from the provinces who had little access to information about what to do or what are the latest scams. But now, the victims are young urban professionals. They come from good families. They come from good backgrounds, graduate of good schools, have previous travels abroad, and these are really like the ones who adventure seekers who are looking for opportunities abroad. And it's quite different now, and it's even more scary now. Kasi you would think that these professionals will not be victimized by these traffickers. This is the worst case siguro of trafficking, one of the worst cases of trafficking that I've seen, because those who are being trafficked are literally being shipped, they are being transported from one Asian country to another. Say, for example, a passenger presents herself or himself as a tourist to Laos or Thailand or Cambodia. And they are being transported, they are being made to cross the border without their knowledge. They are made to ride a van to cross the border or ride a boat to cross the river to get to Myanmar. And when they get there, they think that it's still in Laos. They had no idea. They're in the middle of nowhere. And they are made to work in a cryptocurrency scam wherein they are part of the syndicate and they are scamming other Westerners. There are Indian victims, there are Western victims, there are also Chinese victims. They're made to go into a dating app where they would trick the ones that they're dating online into investing in the cryptocurrency scam. So in that scam, they have a quota. They have a quota that they have to reach. If they don't get enough, if they don't reach their quota, they are subjected to corporal punishment. Imagine, Sir Cito, these are professionals like me and you, and they are subjected to corporal punishment, like they are whipped, they are electrocuted, they are made to carry water pails and run around basketball courts every time that they do not reach their quota. There was
Okay.
even one.
So Dana, clearly, sorry, no, because we've run out of time, but clearly unpleasant and unpleasant as the situation may be, or the process where you have to screen Filipinos traveling abroad. The reality is, even Westerners have been duped, because in the mainland, between Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, etc., yung mga yan, hindi mo na alam, nag-cross-border ka na pala, and also there are death penalties in some of those countries. So, ibang usapan na yan. Anyway, Dana, thank you very much for clarifying that, and I do hope we can continue this conversation on a second interview when your voice is back and when I can catch you in the office. Thank you very much, Dana.
Thank you so very much, Rosito, and good morning.
Okay, that's Ms. Dana Sandoval, official spokesperson of the Bureau of Immigration. Let's now go to our closing blessing for this week from Romans chapter 15, verse 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless all of you. Please keep it here on One News.